This is a really simple pasta dish to make. Doesn't take much time at all. It's called Cacio de Pepe, which means Cacio is cheese and Pepe is pepper. So it's basically a pasta made with cheese and pepper. The cheese that is preferably used in this is Pecorino Romano, and it's sheep's cheese, and it's slightly on the salty side. So when you are cooking, just go easy on the salt and taste it as you go along. The Pepe part of it is a mix of peppers. So I have here black, white, green, you have pink also, and what you have to do is you need to roast this and till you just begin to get a little bit of smoke coming out of it, just to release the aroma, because this has to be ground, and if it's a little dry then it's easier to grind. So if you want to change the pepper in here, add pink peppercorns, you could. If you wanted to add some Sichuan peppercorns, you could do that as well and take it fusion and use noodles instead of spaghetti. You can move things around as per what you have at home. Don't get fixated on using exactly what it is, but what I am showing you today is the original version. You've now ground up the peppers. You have the choice. You keep it a little thick, not very fine. You could do it in that, or you could use a coffee grinder. Either of the two works. I managed to get these 3 variants of peppercorns on Amazon. Came in a box like this, and so I got all 3 in one, just in case you want to get yours. The other option is to use this 6 pepper medley that's available everywhere. This is also very convenient. The presentation for this can be done vegetarian, but if you want to make a non-vegetarian version of it, you would chop some ham and add that to it on top. But because I am doing a vegetarian one, I have opted to use a vegetable stock to boil my pasta rather than have just plain water, simply because the sauce consists of only pasta water, cheese and butter and the pepper. So what happens with this is, just to heighten the nutritional value of it, I have opted to use a vegetable stock that's made at home. And what I've done is, instead of boiling it in a really big pan, I have taken a smaller pan, simply because the starch from the spaghetti is required. If you put it in a really large pan, then the intensity of the starchiness of the water will reduce because there's too much water. So I have opted to use a smaller pan so that I have the intensity of the vegetables, the taste of the stock, and the starchiness of the water once I cook the pasta. So the pasta, the one that I have opted to choose is, this one is the one that I like the most, is Di Cecco, and it indicates on the packet the boiling time. So like here it tells you that if you want it cooked a little extra, like I do, I don't like it very al dente, then you have to do it for 12 minutes. And if you want it al dente, then you do it 10 minutes. So as soon as this comes to a boil, I will then take out the vegetables and use this water to boil the pasta. So this has come to a rolling boil. We will now put in the pasta. We will have to ease it in into the liquid. The water needs to be salted, but not overly because of the pecorino. The pecorino is a salty cheese. So now 12 minutes from now, after it's gone in, so I'm going to put it at 10 minutes and then check. So as this is boiling, it's releasing the starch into the water, into the stock, which is what I want to make the gravy, to be able to get that sauce, a flavorful one, and with enough starch to bind everything together. On an average, when you count pasta, it's typically 100 grams per person, if that's the only thing that you're serving. If it's one of the items on the table, then obviously it would be less per person. Water is starching up. If we had put a lot of water, no, we would not have got the starch. So now the pasta is done. So we start with this, the sauce part of it, right? So we put in butter, just a wee bit of olive oil to stop it from burning. So once this is melted, so the sauce consists of basically butter, the pepper, the pasta stock, and the cheese. That's all it is. So once this is melted, we will add the pepper. So you do it to taste. If you like it a little kick to it, you can add it. You stir this around till it starts to get foamy. And once the foam has come in, step back and pour in the pasta liquid, right? This is the stock that we made with the pasta. Now you add in half your pecorino and stir it till you get a sauce. You can smell the cheese. You can see the cheese is beginning to melt in here. Now we add in the pasta. Now another bit of butter. This acts as an emulsifier. The butter helps it to emulsify as well as the starch from the pasta sauce. The rest of the cheese and a wee bit of the liquid, the stock. So you get just see your gravy, just a wee bit. Switch it off and get ready to present. This does not wait for anyone because then the cheese starts to congeal. So you need to serve it right away. So some parmesan on top. Some parsley, and for a dash of color, if you want, you could put some colored cherry tomatoes just for the color. You could add a little pepper on top if you feel.